Florence is the capital of Tuscany and one of the most beautiful cities in Italy. Known as the birthplace of the Renaissance, art, culture, and history can be found around every corner. From jaw-dropping architecture to one of the most famous statues in the world, there is so much to see in Florence. But is it possible to do it all in a day? Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Rachel, and this video is part of my series of travel itineraries for budget travelers. If you are planning a day trip to Florence, you can still mark off the top attractions without making sacrifices. I've written the perfect one day in Florence itinerary so you can experience the best of the city in what little time you have. I have focused on free and affordable activities, but we'll also walk you through some ticket options so you can make the best choice on what to spend money on. Let's go ahead and get into it. Feel free to edit this to fit your own time restraints. Also, I did look up a lot of Italian pronunciations beforehand, but that doesn't mean I'm going to say everything correctly. Anyway, let's go. Your first stop has to be the Florence Cathedral because if you only see one thing, it has to be this masterpiece completed in 1436. Also known as the Duomo, the church features the largest masonry dome in the world. Entrance to the ground floor is free, but be prepared to wait in line. If you want to experience any other part of the cathedral complex, there are different tickets to choose from. For a view of the city, you need either the Brunelleschi or Giotto pass. The Brunelleschi pass is €30 and includes entrance to everything: the Dome, Bell Tower, Baptistry Museum, and Santa Riparata, an archaeological site under the cathedral. The Giotto pass is €20 and includes everything except the dome. The benefit of climbing the dome is that you pick a time slot and don't have to wait in line. There is more room to walk around at the top, but your time is limited. However, the view from either the dome or bell tower is essentially the same, and the bell tower has fewer steps. Since your time in Florence is limited, you might want to pick and choose the parts of the cathedral complex that interest you the most. After exploring the amazing cathedral, walk a few minutes up the street to the Galleria dell'Accademia. This art museum is home to David, an outstanding 17-foot tall sculpture by Michelangelo. It was completed in 1504 and is a must-see whether you are interested in art or not. The museum also has a collection of other sculptures and paintings from the Renaissance. It is a small museum, so you do not need a lot of time to see it all. Regular tickets are €16 and children under 18 are free. I suggest booking your ticket in advance. Next, walk a block over to the SS Annunziata di Firenze. This church looks unassuming from the outside, but it is gorgeous on the inside. I especially love the cloister area when you first enter. This church is free and only takes a few minutes to visit, so it is the perfect addition to your one day in Florence itinerary. Now head about 15 minutes south to the Piazza della Signoria. This beautiful square sits under the Palazzo Vecchio and features many sculptures and the Fountain of Neptune. If you have time, you can check out the Uffizi Gallery where the famous painting The Birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli is housed. Personally, I skipped it to save money since tickets are €25. Your next stop is Ponte Vecchio, the oldest bridge in Florence and the only one to survive World War II bombings. Historically, the shops along the bridge were occupied by butchers, tanners, and farmers. Today, however, you can shop for high-end jewelry. Once you make it to the other side of the bridge, turn left and walk along the river for a few minutes before winding your way up to Piazzale Michelangelo. This is the place to watch sunset over Florence. The panoramic views of the city and distant mountains are incredible. Try to arrive early to stake out a good spot to watch the sun go down because it gets really crowded up here. Depending on how much more time you have in Florence, I suggest spending the evening simply wandering the streets and enjoying the lights of the city. I hope this itinerary helped you plan your Florence trip. Whether you are spending the night here or just have a day trip to Florence, you can easily still see the top attractions even if you are tight on time. You just have to be prepared. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down in the comments and I will try to help you out. And if you like this video, make sure you check out my Florence vlog as well.